I think I'm going to drop the season things and just have it be a straight
continual.
Yeah,
you hear that, folks? This is a very straight podcast. Very straight. Specifically, very straight.
It goes straight up and then curves to the left.
Anyway, off topic. Time to talk about.
Well, we actually gave Joy some proper intro stuff to work with now, so hey.
If you can use any of that.
Green 18! Green 19!
Fournette, the running back. 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Brady to throw. Throws a deep pass downfield. Got Scotty Miller in the open. Makes the catch. Touchdown, Tampa Bay!
Rodgers fires quickly. End zone is caught for the touchdown by Alan Lazard. First and goal for the 5. Brady. Evans. Did he catch it? Yes, sir. Touchdown. Rodgers spins to his left. Comes underneath, and the pass is incomplete, out of bounds. Now they say complete. 3rd and 1. Rodgers play action. Look to the end zone. Rainbow Jordan Nelson. He's got it. Touchdown.
Mahomes looking under pressure. Throws the ball upfield. It is knocked away at the 50-yard line. Intercepted. Picked off a deflection.
Alright, but enough about our...
Well, anyway.
Enough about our bullshit with our past lives as
enough about us being losers. But yeah, alright. This is episode 31. Welcome back to the Battle of the Bay podcast. It is your host, Drez, and SDS here. Once again, coming at you with a whole bunch of news this week. And this time we have draft recap stuff as well.
We have draft recap stuff. I'm still suffering. I'm still feeling the effects of the stroke I had last Thursday.
Shall we let you get your rant out of the way, or shall we?
No, Joy, you just play the clip.
Joy, play the clip. Play it.
Come on, Will Johnson, please, Will Johnson.
With the 19th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Emeka.
No! No! Ohio State scum! Ohio State scum! No! No! The streak is broken! 25 years of not picking an Ohio State player! No! I need a drink.
SDS is probably in denial. He's probably has PTSD.
Oh no, I'm way past denial. I'm on the acceptance part of the grief stage right now. Like it happened. It happened. Watch Emeka Egbuka suck and watch all these draft picks we could have gotten while we were sitting there with our thumb up their ass. Instead of trading down, getting more picks, and then acquiring things we actually needed.
I spent the whole week listening to News 13 say how awesome it was they picked Egbuka.
Your employers are idiots.
For all those who don't know, if you've watched literally any episode of our podcast, SDS will have probably said how much he hates Ohio State, and there were no players on his favorite team, that were Ohio State players.
Like
last week.
Like I gave the stats. We hadn't had one since 2014. Or actually 2015, at least rostered, and he was only there because we brought him up from the practice squad because we had injuries at wide receiver. So he got in by technicality, and we haven't drafted a player from Ohio State since 2004.
That day, I even talked about the possibility of the Bucs trading down. And with the pick they traded down, getting Egbuka, and you're like, they better not do that.
Well, they didn't trade down.
They didn't trade down. They just straight took him. They reached for him.
You know, why couldn't Green Bay wanted to trade up and get him? If you're going to get wide receiver, why couldn't you do to me a favor?
Because we knew we were going to get Golden. He showed up in fucking gold. We could not deny him.
Okay. Well, today on the docket we have God damn it, I'm gonna actually turn off my thing. But today we're going to be talking about how our teams ended the draft and also are some of the UDFAs we like to see. And also we got some draft stuff to talk about. With other teams. Particularly three in particular are salt on my end, but other than that. And after that we'll have our news because stuff did actually happen besides the draft, so let's just jump right in. Okay. So, the Bucks. Oh, the Bucks. What am I going to do with you? So, we had multiple times to get a linebacker, and we just never did. We decided, you know what? We got to prepare for the future. Mike Evans is old. Chris Godwin has a broken ankle. Well, had a broken ankle. We got to think about these things. We got to get a wide receiver instead of going for the more pressing need at edge or linebacker. Or, let Will Johnson keep dropping. That's a decent thing to do.
Let's see, you went wide receiver, corner,
edge, wide receiver.
Edge, wide receiver.
We doubled down on every position we did not have a pressing need at. Like one corner and one edge, that's enough. But why do you double down on it? What did you like?
You got a Notre Dame, a Kansas State, and an Oregon player. You got all of them. You got a Kansas State player.
But
let's go.
Tez Johnson, we drafted him in the 7th round. He's probably he probably is going to be wedged into the starting rotation because of his speed. He's only 150 pounds, though.
What was his 4.5?
Yeah, 4.5, but he's fucking
4.2.
Huh?
4.2. 4.29.
Who ran a 4.29?
4.29. Matthew Golden.
Oh well. Either way, Tez Johnson's definitely going to have his place as a kick returner on our team. With how fucking small he is, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets blasted and has himself break in half.
That'll probably be where he starts. He starts as punt returner.
He's only 5'9" it said on draft? 5'10", actually. So he's
5'10".
He's Scotty Miller. He's Scotty Miller as far as height's concerned.
All right.
But
anybody else you want to talk about?
No, because I'll be honest, I do not know anything about the other people we drafted besides the Ohio State scum. I will say, though, I do like the David Walker pick. I have my soft spot for small schools. Like, the only reason why these people get passed on is because they went to a small school, and it's not really fair to them.
Yeah.
Like, you can have a generational player in these small schools, but they'll be a 5th round pick because they went to Campbell or something and not Ohio State.
Yeah.
Like, even on Madden, I have that thing. If you come from an FCS or a Division II school, I probably will take you. Like, I have that soft spot rings so true for me.
As far as undrafted free agents, is there anybody you like?
Oh, I like people. I know you like people that we took in UDFA. You know this guy, Desmond. Desmond Watson, the 400. Desmond Watson, the 400-something pound defensive lineman.
Let's go, baby.
That signing made me happy. You know people are going to be making pure business decisions if he starts and he gets through the defensive line.
None of these other players seem to... Shiloh Sanders?
Oh yeah, we did sign Shiloh Sanders. You know what the stupid part is?
He has a chance of working out.
He has a legitimate chance to start this year. Like we got nobody at strong safety. We have
Okay,
Antoine
you guys
Winfield
have
at free
some
safety, but we got
interesting-
nobody on strong safety.
You guys have interesting signings, at least.
I know.
Green Bay is like, it was like 3 fucking running backs. It's like,
But yeah, Desmond Watson and Shiloh Sanders are like the 2 biggest UDFA signings we had. And there's really not much to talk about besides those 2. All the rest of these guys, we got defensive back from Marshall, we got a quarterback from Ohio. I don't want to find out where my boy Parker Titsworth went to, though.
oh, the only player that was interesting is the fact that we signed a punter that was 6'9" as a punter.
What was his name?
From Montana State, Brendan Hall.
Oh my god.
If he ends up being a god tier punter, that would be fucking sick.
Oh no. Oh, that's not Parker Titsworth. I thought it said it looked like he was going to Atlanta.
6'9", 235. Excuse me, where's your basketball sponsorship or scholarship, bro? What the fuck?
Damn.
But yeah, as far as Green Bay draft picks go, if you think you're ready.
Oh, I'm more
pass
than
it
ready
over
to
here.
talk about your fucking draft.
The only thing that I was super interested in is Anthony Belton from NC State, simply because he's from NC State. We seem to like Texas this year because we got a TCU player and then we got a two Texas players. But the 2 interesting picks came from the first and the third round, and they're both at wide receiver. Savion Williams is a gadget player, and that's what we're going to use him as. He's going to be a Cordell Patterson.
I am still quite surprised that you guys actually took wide receiver in the first round.
I am in shock, and I love the pick because let's just be honest, Christian Watson is not healthy enough.
No, you guys don't have an
We'll
actual number one.
probably-
You guys don't have an actual number 1 receiver. You never had. At least after
We'll probably be
Devontae Adams.
On the bright side, we'll probably be able to retain all of our wide receivers and not break the bank. But
Because they're all like mid-round rotational starters.
Yeah, and they're like number 2s and number 3s. Jaden Reed's a solid number 2. He's like your Mike Williams number 2, right? Like one that could almost be a number 1, but isn't quite a number 1. Same thing with a healthy Christian Watson. He is a big time deep threat, but he can't give you much. Raheed Shaheed is actually like a good.
Oh,
Is it Raheed Shaheed?
There's not a whole lot of players on the Saints I like, but I love Raheed Shaheed.
Yeah, like that's what I consider Watson as, like just an unreal deep threat. But then but he's got good hands too. But he just can't stay healthy. And Romeo Doubs just has hands. Like I don't think he does anything special. He just catches everything.
Yeah, you remember Cam Brate, the tight end we had? He was the exact same way. He does nothing else well, but god damn did he have glue for hands.
Yep, pretty much. And so Matthew Golden, I think, has a chance to be a speedster with route running capabilities. Giving us a true constant deep threat all the time. And it takes off some stress off of Christian Watson. And I think that we will be a hybrid in the coming years of the Packers offense of old and of these last couple of years and the Dolphins offense that utilizes speed and gadget players.
Except you can actually function in the cold.
Yeah, I was going to say, except for we can function and it's not just going to be, there's going to be power involved because we have a power-based run game.
Also, with the fact that your offense will not collapse with the quarterback. You made Malik Willis look decent.
I think we're a sneaky deep playoff run if Golden is an immediate factor. If it takes him a couple of years to get going, or he's a bust,
well,
it'll be the same thing.
I won't say as far as the Bucks are concerned that we were going to go deep, but we definitely would have won more games if our entire offense was there the entire way.
Your guys' defense is going to be rated like 28th this next year. maybe 23rd.
I know.
If
Tom
Bowles
Grossi,
pulls out
when
some
Tom
magic.
Grossi did reactions for, every NFL team at the draft, for the Bucks, he just said, we took a wide receiver. So we're just going to be like the Bengals and only go on offense, right? Like,
Yep,
fuck the
pretty
defense.
much.
You might as well just pay. You just might as well get everybody at the highest paid position
Honestly,
on the
at
offensive
this
side of
point,
the
y'all
ball.
should just trade Vita Vea. Just say fuck
No!
it. Like, just...
He stays. You leave Vita Vea out of this.
Just say fuck it. You're not, like...
Unless people are
You know
going
what
to
I'm
be,
saying,
unless
though.
we're going to
It's
be
like,
offered like
you
two
can't put a
first-round
Band-Aid
picks,
on a bullet hole.
unless we're going to be offered 2 first-round picks and a great player, he's not going. You can fuck off with that notion.
Someone
Vita
would give
Vea
that.
is going to stick around.
All right. As far as Packers go, that's pretty much it.
Anybody on the UDFA front that you want to talk about?
Nobody besides our 6'9" punter, which better work out.
All
right. Moving on to
Yeah,
other teams.
Okay, so I got to get this out of the way. God punished me during draft week. I got 6 that Saturday, and then the entire week I missed all the exam prep for my classes. And then the draft came up. First, I got slapped in the face by having my team take an Ohio State player for the first time in 20 years. And then I wake up during day 3. Fucking Atlanta and fucking New Orleans stabbed me right in the back, but to be honest, I came to expect that. But still, they took 2 players I really, really wanted on the Bucks. First thing, they took Danny Stutzman, one of the biggest needs we had, and the Bucks stood there with their thumb up their ass and did nothing. Danny Stutzman was taken in the 4th round with the 10th pick in that round. Meanwhile, the Bucks, to my great shock, decided to do nothing, but sit there. And the stupid thing is
because they knew you wanted him. They were like, "Fuck SDS in particular. That podcast sucks."
Well, I mean, the second part is true, but I don't know about that first part. But still, it just feels like God targeted me and said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna make you suffer." And the stupid part is, I like Danny Stutzman. He was great at Oklahoma, and he had a draft fault because Oklahoma itself did not have a great season last year. That's the only reason why he fell in the draft. It's because the Sooners did not have a good season. Then again, it was their first season in the SEC, and they got completely fucked by the schedule. Also, the fact that our offense was the worst thing about our team and not the defense. Our defense is SEC worthy, but our offense couldn't fucking do anything.
Well, the other.
But if that wasn't bad enough, a few picks later, Atlanta comes in and they take Billy Bowman, who is a safety and also a fucking need we needed. But we couldn't at least try and trade up before that. No, Jason Licht stood there to do nothing. I feel like God looked at me and just said, "Huh? I'm gonna make you suffer this draft." But, anyways, just division rivals getting players I wanted just rips me the wrong way. Like, and it's like specifically like they were players I liked, but they were also big needs. Like, we needed safety, we needed linebacker, and we got robbed of them.
This doesn't have any bearing on anything, but I just want you to look at the Bears draft day. Look at their draft picks. Every pick that wasn't the number one, the 10th pick was traded or moved in some way.
Yeah, I see that. Holy shit.
Dude, what the fuck were the Bears on?
Cocaine.
Colton Loveland, besides being the worst pick in the entire first round.
Okay. Here's the thing. It's not because of the player. It's because of where he went.
No. Well, it's not even because of where he went in, like, oh, he went to Chicago from Michigan. That's what you're saying. He should have gone to
No, I'm
this
not,
team or that team.
No, I'm saying, like,
I think he should be way further down. Like they reached for him, and it's like, just trade down. You would have gotten an extra
I know.
second round draft pick.
Like, that's the first thing that pissed me off. It's like, if you're going to take Colson Loveland, he's projected to be toward the end of the first round. I don't mind reaching for need, but you took him as a top 10 pick.
You reached him for luxury. Like, you reached for luxury. So just
like, at
trade
least
the
when
pick.
the Bucks took fucking Ohio State, scum, they just sat there. They waited for him to come to him instead of trading up to get him.
They had 3 second-round draft picks. Trade 2 seconds or all 3 to Green Bay for 23. Right? Or the Bucks, or one of those teams that need a lot of pieces to, like, I guess.
Well, I mean, we
sustain themselves.
Well,
sustain them, like refill older positions. Stuff like
there
that.
was nobody in the top 10 worth taking on defense that the Bucks would have taken besides Abdul Carter.
Yeah. But, like, regardless, it's like, you could have traded down and you would have had even more. You would have even more. And instead of you just.
I know,
like,
and that's also my gripe with the Bucks. We could have traded down. If we wanted a wide receiver that badly, this was a deep wide receiver class. We could have traded down, get more picks, and then use them to address more needs. But no.
Yeah, I do like the Bears Luther Burden pick.
I know, like, especially after Keenan Allen had the drop-off of a lifetime after the hype train.
Yeah, like, I do like that. I do like what the Bears are doing, but now they have Cole Kmet and Colson Loveland, so they're.
Well, I mean, again, we've seen the two tight end system.
I guess it can work.
We've seen the two tight end system work, especially with the fact that Ben Johnson is that quote-unquote power run guy.
And speaking of teams winning the draft, I don't know if they won the draft because they drafted 2 quarterbacks.
Hold on, before we get to that, like, the problem I had at that time with Chicago taking Colson Loveland was the fact that they robbed the NFL of the best homecoming to a team we've seen. Colson Loveland going to the Chargers was a match made in heaven, and Chicago fucking threw TNT in there and blew it up.
Didn't we have them at one point trading up to get him?
You had him at one point, but I didn't.
I was right indirectly about him going higher than expected, but fuck.
Yeah, how do you feel, Draz? You've spoken into existence.
I spoke a lot of things into existence.
Yeah, no, I want to slap you.
None of them were the things I actually thought would happen.
I know, and I want to slap you for it.
All the things I thought would happen didn't, but all the things I jokingly said in the passing or was like,
I still wish of all the things you joked about, Shedeur Sanders going to Dallas in the first round, I still wish you were right about that.
Dude, knowing what I know now, like, oh my god. What the fuck, dude? Who fucks up their draft meetings that bad? Oh my god. Round 5, pick 6.
But anyways, go into that discussion. The Browns. The Browns
had a great draft.
Well, I mean, I don't think so. Okay, their first 3.
They got Mason Graham.
Their first 5 picks. Mason Graham, love him. Schwetzinger, I like him. Quinshaw Judkins, fuck him. Harold Fannin Jr., I love small schools. Dylan Gabriel, former Oklahoma quarterback that transferred so he can get another year of playing time. That's understandable. He didn't do what Caleb Williams did, and he fucked off to follow Lincoln Riley for money. Dylan Sampson, okay. 2 running backs, I could see it. Then the fucking last pick they had.
You could tell that quarterbacks on that roster, by the way.
I know, 5 actually.
5
QBs. With their last pick, they take Shedeur Sanders. Have you seen the video of them reacting to them taking Shedeur?
No.
Like, completely, like, stone-faced golf clapping?
Well, it was a kind of a no-brainer that somebody would take him, and so I kind of, as far as that goes, if he doesn't work out, it's a 5th-round draft pick. At that point, like, you might. I know, but you can tell, like,
quarterback carousel. Dylan Gabriel was going to be the guy, but then Jimmy Haslam stepped in and fucked everything out. Like you could tell, you could tell this is because of the owner stepping in and saying, "Take this guy."
If I had to guess, Kenny Pickett's gonna walk out and start, and then eventually gonna get replaced by Dylan Gabriel.
Like we
Or
already know
Shedeur
this is going to be.
Sanders.
We already know this is going to be another lost season for Cleveland. So they're just going to be experimenting with quarterbacks to see which one will work for next year. Because Kenny Pickett,
Pretty much.
Desmond. So because we already know Deshaun Cosby's done. He re-ruptured his Achilles during the offseason. Joe Flacco, as much as I love him, as much as I love Joe Flacco, he's like what 40-something years old now.
He's like 70.
Kenny Pickett, he throws himself to the ground. Dylan Gabriel's a freaking midget.
He's never gonna live that down. He's never gonna live that fucking.
I know, but he's still a Super Bowl champion, so that counts for something.
I don't know how. He's a Super Bowl. We got a Kenny Pickett Super Bowl ring before
GTA 6
Jackson Super Bowl.
But in the fifth one, Shedeur Sanders has the ego the fucking size of Texas, apparently.
But yeah, Shedeur Sanders is one of the worst personalities I've ever seen, apparently.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, he doesn't seem like a bad dude. Like, he legitimately doesn't seem like a bad dude.
Do you see the report, though, that came out that somebody, was it Colin Cowherd was talking about today?
I don't take anything from I don't listen to Colin Cowherd, nor do I take stock in anything that fucker has to say.
I don't take a whole bunch of stock in what he said, but he was saying, I'll quote him for this, simply because I believe it based on how far Shedeur Sanders fell. He said that in reports there were people saying that because they will play low lights of you during your draft meeting and say, and kind of do some.
Oh yeah, and then like that was with Indiana. He said, "You know what? I don't think me and you are going to be a match."
Yeah.
I saw that report actually. It was not from Colin Cowherd.
Well, I just said.
I know you got it from Colin Cowherd. I knew that somewhere else, but it wasn't Colin.
But yeah, the fact that like he went and said, don't draft me. Essentially, it's like, bro.
Like, here's the thing, like, podcast to podcast, there's this guy I watch named Strong Opinion Sports, Zach Schomler, if you guys know who he is. He went in depth about why he had a draft fall like he did. He discussed everything about him, like that could possibly happen. He said the big thing was that Dion and Shedeur thought they had more power than they actually did. Over, him being drafted and everything.
Makes sense.
And I completely agree with that sentiment. Like,
right.
like
that,
the Sanders brand, I get it. But I have a feeling that Shiloh Sanders is actually about to be a way better player than Shedeur.
I think he will be.
Just for the fact that Shiloh will probably actually start. Like, that is a legitimate possibility of Shiloh Sanders starting in an NFL game before Shedeur Sanders does. At least before, like, Shedeur Sanders, if he went undrafted, he probably would have been able to go anywhere he wanted. Again, these are points that also Zach brought up during his episode, but if he made it to UDFA, he could have chosen where he wanted to go. Instead of, being stuck on one of the worst teams in football.
For Shedeur, I hope he works out, like, for his sake.
Learn from this.
He punished.
Learn
yeah,
from
I was
this.
Gonna say, learn from this. Your punishment for being a dick nose before the draft is you have to suffer on the Browns. You're welcome.
Like, to be fair, he's not Johnny Manziel levels of arrogant. I will get that out of the way. He's not Johnny Manziel levels of arrogant.
No, but he's also not Johnny Manziel levels of likable either.
Well, Johnny Manziel's not actually... I did not like Johnny Manziel. He was... Like, okay, like Baker, I stood the nonsense that happened. Because he also was kind of like high profile, dick nose. But to be fair, after what happened in Cleveland, he kind of, like, he actually mellowed out.
You just like him because he's from Oklahoma. Bias.
Okay.
You'd be an Aaron Rodgers fan if he was from Oklahoma instead of Cal.
Huh?
I said you'd be an Aaron Rodgers fan like I am.
No, I have no
if
problem
he
with
was from
Aaron Rodgers
Oklahoma
besides the
instead of
fact he likes ayahuasca. I'm not
What's wrong
Joy.
with
I don't
ayahuasca,
have a
man?
burning
What
hatred
is
for
wrong
him.
with ayahuasca?
No,
What's wrong with
that's
the dark
the
different
ayahuasca
things,
thing's
man?
legitimate.
Oh, dude. I honestly love Aaron Rodgers' quirks. The only thing I don't like is that he takes so long to make decisions, but who am I to... I also make...
You know,
like,
he has to
I'll
consult
make a
with.
decision and then I'll
You know, he
double
has to
down.
consult with the drug gods.
Yeah, like everybody's like, oh, he does these darkness retreats, his ayahuasca. Everybody knows at this point, Rod, like it's not a gimmick. He's not like, can we just stop calling it a gimmick? Like he's trying to stay in the limelight.
Mhm.
I don't think Rogers thinks like that. I think he's just like, I'm gonna do it at my own pace, and if you don't like it, then it's fine. I've made enough money. Like I think that's honestly what he does. But
He's made about
anyway,
he's made enough money, and he's got more MVPs. One of which was not really deserved.
well, regardless, he's earned a bit of like, okay, he's set in his ways, that sort of thing, right?
Like he's been around for
Shedeur
like
Sanders
Shedeur Sanders
is actually a really good. It's actually a really good comparison. He acted like Aaron Rodgers,
just without having
but-
like just without proving like he
without
was
the
Aaron
talent.
Rodgers.
Yeah. Yeah, he's acting like Aaron Rodgers does on an off-season basis, but he doesn't have 4 MVPs and a Super Bowl MVP.
Also, I would just like to mention before we move on to the news, Mel Kiper having a fucking meltdown over Shedeur Sanders dropping was the funniest thing I've watched.
The king of busts himself.
Mel Kiper?
Johnny Manziel. He was a Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, he was a
fan.
Johnny Manziel fan. He also, God, like Mel Kiper. You talk about a guy who fucking sucks off players. You've never seen him suck off anyone like they did Shedeur Sanders. He is the only person that gave the Browns an A+ grade because of them taking Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, he said he's disgusted and like a whole bunch of different things, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what his busts like. There was somebody that brought up all of the busts that he has like backed, and in the last few years, and
I'll look.
missed heavy. I'm trying to find it.
Yeah, no, Mel Kiper just he'd be far better off just having.
Reddit doesn't like him very much. That's
what does Reddit not like?
Reddit. There you can find an opinion supporting anything on Reddit, dude. Like Reddit's amazing. It's like you can find.
Like I'll say
any kind of
this. I'll say
person on
this.
Reddit.
I'll just say this as a side tangent. Well, not quite a side tangent, but a side thing. I was prowling around whenever the election was happening, and I follow a site there purely for like stuff about Oklahoma. That is the one place on the internet where you would swear that Oklahoma was starting to become blue. Like
it's because Oklahomians that are there don't actually use the internet that much because they live in the middle of nowhere.
Like
They're waiting for
the first
Starlink.
post I saw was a reshare of something that this super PAC from the Democrat Party in Oklahoma put out, like saying, "Do not be afraid of your neighbors. Go vote blue." So they were gaslighting. They were trying to gaslight people in Oklahoma, like saying that, "Oh yeah, if you don't vote Republican, we're going to beat the shit out of you." They were trying to gaslight people into doing that, and they actually fucking believed it. Anyways,
Right.
That's that over with. But it is now, and you guys probably waited for this for 2 weeks. It is now time for the news.
Hundreds of thousands of people watching.
All
For
of
sure.
2 people, and I count as 2 of them. But first things first, we had some breaking NFL news head up today. The NFL found out who prank called Shedeur Sanders. It turned out to be the son of the Falcons defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich, and the NFL slapped him with a $400,000 fine. That's combined.
Jesus Christ.
It is so fucking hilarious. Like, I feel slightly bad. I feel slightly bad for Shedeur because nobody wants that to happen to him, but it was just so fucking funny. Like, I can't, like, we take joy in other people's suffering in today's modern internet age. But I felt bad for Shador because somebody, like, got a hold of his number because he was connected with the coach.
It's not that serious, man.
Well, I know it's not that serious, but still, that hurt. That I felt bad. As funny as it was, I felt bad.
For him, but a $400,000 fine, fuck off, NFL. It's a call.
But,
it's a phone call.
But the NFL fined the Falcons $250,000 and the coach himself for $100,000.
Still.
Ulbricht's 21-year-old son admitted to the prank call and apologized on an Instagram post Sunday. The Falcons said on the statement Sunday that Jax Ulbricht wrote down the number on his father's open iPad while visiting his parents' home to later conduct a prank call.
I'm sorry. That's funny. I'm sorry. You can't
No. I'm not saying it's not funny. It is funny. I just feel bad because I just feel bad. Like, no, I just felt bad because it was in the middle of Shador Sanders' fucking slide from hell. Like that's why I feel bad.
It makes it so much better than me. If it was like number 2 overall, then okay, like, but like, or you're round 2 or 3, you're starting to get desperate because you're seeing money fly off the fucking table. You got a phone call. Pranked, idiot. Get fucked.
But well, next
He'll
up,
be fine.
This was also breaking. The next couple of things were just like breaking note today that I didn't have it on the doc. So the Ravens declined Tyler Lindenbaum's 5th-year option, their starting center.
Probably going to sign a extension.
Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen because he's a 2-time Pro Bowler, and I think he got some second-team All-Pro votes.
Yeah, that's probably we're making you happy because you're really good.
But yeah, his 5th-year option would have been $23.4 million.
Yeah, okay, so he's going to be the highest paid center in the league is what...
Yeah, he's about to be the highest paid center in the league. Like, if they decline your 5th-year option because it's too expensive, you know they're going to want to spread that out.
Can I get another news thing that's really... quick off the board.
Yeah.
We really don't even have to talk about wide receiver Deontay Johnson agreed to a 1-year deal with the Browns. Nobody cares.
Yeah, that's also on the doc, and that's like
you.
That's yeah.
And back to you.
Yeah,
I don't care.
That was also on the doc. It was like, after the season he had last year, I felt like I kind of had to talk about it. But yeah, no, he signed a 1-year deal. It probably won't work out, but we'll see. But the next thing since we're on the top of wide receivers, the Falcons have actually given Drake London his 5th-year option.
Okay.
I don't mind it, but
prove it deal, I guess, or a prove it year.
It's not so much as it was prove it year. Like we know Drake London can be good. He's not Kyle Pitts, and he's the ultimate what if at tight end.
Yeah.
Like we know Drake London's good. It's just more the fact that it's just more the fact like he was asked to carry some of the shittiest quarterbacks we've seen.
I think if they don't sign him, I think that someone like Green Bay or
you also got to remember that
Seattle,
because of the Kirk Cousins contract, they got little wiggle room to work with.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he could torch the Bucks for career days, but he can't play against anybody else.
Imagine he comes back and he's better this year because his Achilles is more healed.
They took Michael Penix. He started some games last year. You know Kirk Cousins is not going to start unless it's an absolute emergency.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Penix comes in, he sucks ass. They're like 0-6. And then if they start
0-6, I'll be fucking happy.
I know you will. honestly, early predictions. This is really far removed from our first. Well, not our first, but our record predictions. Mm-hmm. I'm going to probably have the Panthers win more games than the Falcons this year. Possibly more games than. No,
I could see it. I could see it. Like, no offense to Oklahoma players that got taken to teams I hate. I just want y'all to fail so you can get free from them. Fail, get your freedom, go anywhere else besides the NFC South. That's not the Bucks.
All right. Next source of news that at least I have pulled up is that the Chiefs are picking up options for McDuffie and Karlaftis.
Yeah, those
Both
two
players.
like I hate it because the Chiefs hit on them.
Yeah.
Trent
They're not gonna be able
McDuffie's
to pay him
good.
next year right
Karlaftis
now.
is great. Jesus. But you also got to deal with the fact that the Chiefs are still kind of in cap hell because of the Kelsey. Because of Kelsey
Cut
still staying
Kelsey.
around.
Cut that motherfucker. Well, actually, keep him on the roster. Go ahead.
Keep him on the roster. Keep letting him eat money. Be like the Saints. Be like the Saints and think that's the salary cap's a social construct. The social construct argument. The ultimate straw man of everything wrong with society.
Their offensive line is still going to be booty, and now everybody's going to.
Yeah, no, they took Josh
blitz the
Simmons
living
and
fuck out of
they
them.
took Josh Simmons in the first round.
Josh Simmons isn't enough to fix that offensive line, bro.
Especially the fact he's coming off like a torn ACL or something like that. He's with their luck, he's probably going to re-tear, and they're going to be back to Kingsley Suameta at left tackle.
All right. Next source of news, unless you have something else to add about the Chiefs.
I don't. But the next thing I got, 49ers tight end George Kittle signed an extension, keeping him San Fran through 2029.
Good. Best tight end gets his fucking payday.
Finally gets his comeuppance. Despite all the injuries, despite all the underperformance, he finally got a fucking great deal.
Trade him anywhere, and he's immediately used more.
Ooh, me.
They're not going to let him go. Everybody, he's a locker room guy. He's everything you want from a tight end. He's literally everything you want from a tight end. One of the best players in the league at any position.
I know. There's three tight ends everybody's trying to clone nowadays. Gronk, Kittle, and Kelsey. Those are the three people they always try to clone.
Okay, so all around, if I had to choose somebody for for catching, that's Gronk. If I had to choose everything else, it's Kittle. I'm not taking Kelsey at all.
Well, I mean, to be fair,
Speed
Gronk
is the only thing.
Gronk seems to have like the fun version of not PTSD, of CTE.
Gronk is one of the best like run after catch players of all time.
I know, like I wish Gronk was healthy that entire 2021 season. The man played through a fucking punctured lung during the Rams game. You know, that just like if he doesn't play, if that doesn't happen, he probably has a much better 2021 and he sticks around 2022. Which probably means that 2022 doesn't go as badly as it did. We still won the division, but it was one of the worst seasons I've ever seen.
Yeah, George Kittle, that's like the only good thing that's happened to the 49ers this offseason.
And even he got sacrificed to the injury gods.
Yep.
Well, a little bit of Packers news for you.
Little bit of Packers news, baby. Jair Alexander. Still a chance he remains with the Packers. There has been a lot of like trade rumors with Jair Alexander. It seems like Green Bay is really trying to keep him around, which I think from a value standpoint, it would be more valuable to see him crash and burn on the field than trade him for a second right now. Does that make sense?
Not really.
Because he was injured so bad this last year. He was good when he was on the field, but he's not like you would get like a second round draft pick for him or the equivalent kind of player. You wouldn't get nearly as good as he actually could be. So I think I would rather him play, and even if he's bad or he's injured all the time again, at least having him on the field has a chance of working out more. You know what I mean? Because right now I'd say it's 50-50. He either comes back and he's either bad or injured, or he comes back and he's healthy and one of the best corners in the league. And if they want to get rid of him after that, then he's worth a first round draft pick. But if not, then he's worthless, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so getting rid of him right now, he's not at the peak. He's not at the basement of his value either. He's just kind of in that no man's land where it's like, I think it's just better to keep him.
I still think
paying
he'd
him
be
is
better
the
off.
problem,
I
but-
think you guys would still be better off getting a second round pick. Where did your camera go?
It's still here for me.
It blacked out on my end. Click to show. What the shit? I accepted that a while ago, and you were there the entire time, and then poof. It just said no.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. Just fix your shit or trade him. Don't shit around with it.
Well,
And this one doesn't really jump out as crazy news.
yeah,
for
this
next
is just
one.
kicker news. The commies have signed Matt Gay and released Zane Gonzalez. They do not win that game if they didn't pull a Chiefs in the playoffs. If Zane Gonzalez was just a half a hair farther to the right, we go to OT. Now, given our luck in OT, we probably don't win it, but still. So they were a hair away from not going to the NFC Championship game, and it's because of their kicker. So I don't blame them. I don't blame them getting a new kicker here.
I'm a commies fan though. I'll be looking at them next
Yeah, I know.
year
Like
to do.
even after what happened last year, I'm not mad at the Commanders.
Nope,
they deserve
not at
something to
all.
go right. They deserve something to go right after staying so bad for so long.
That's a perfect segue.
Yeah, because we're moving off of NFL stuff and we're going to baseball stuff.
If I could make myself cry, I'm really trying right now.
Yeah, go ahead and talk.
All I can do is force my eyes to water. That's about all I can do.
Well, go ahead, explain to people. They're not going to go off just based on what your reactions are.
I am so fucking sick of the goddamn Orioles, bro. Me and SDS are avid baseball fans, and I am fed up with Baltimore. I am a Baltimore Orioles fan. Been a Baltimore Orioles fan my entire life. Longer than I've been a Packers fan. Longer than I've been a basketball fan. Longer than I've been a fan of any sport except for maybe NASCAR, because we don't talk about NASCAR on here. But I'm a huge NASCAR
Well, I
fan.
mean, we talked about it once, and it was because it was such a fucking event that happened. We had to talk about it.
Yeah. The only two sports that, like, since I was a toddler that I had a glove in one hand and a NASCAR race car in the other.
Was that glove cylindrical?
And I've been no. It was technically I had a first baseman's glove for a while, but it's then I had an outfielder's glove or whatever the average glove is. But regardless, the Orioles last year showed so much promise. They're what Detroit was. Detroit is this year, like vastly improved. Like there's hope that dude, we could actually do something here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we get to the playoffs and we fizzle out, like right at the end of the season, like we did back in the year where we just hit dingers. It was like 2014, not 2014, 2020 or something like that. We had one playoff run a couple of years back, and
I mean, you can't really call 2020. You can't really call 2020 anything decent to the sport of baseball. I'm sorry, but you can't.
Whatever happened, the Orioles were just living and dying off of home runs, and I knew it wasn't sustainable. Eventually, we ran into a decent pitching room and lived and died off of home runs. We died on the sword of home runs, but after that, we kind of blew it up, and I think the only player still there is Mountcastle. Regardless, this year I wanted us to make some sort of pitching change because we needed a pitching change. We did like nothing through the offseason. We took a couple of people, and I was like, okay, well, maybe it improves marginally, but we're gonna run it back. And I was expecting the same outcome. Nope. Every single statistical metric, we are drastically worse. Every single metric, to the point that we have injuries everywhere. And then on top of that, now we're freaking benching our starting pitchers. It's that bad. We're putting them in the rotation lineup as like relievers and stuff to try to get their goddamn confidence back because we're allowing 15 runs a game.
Yeah, the score from yesterday, please.
15 to fucking 3. We can't score. We can't defend. We can't do anything.
And you guys are playing a game right now, right?
We are currently playing a game right
What's
now.
the score in that one? Please be like 10-2.
We're up 5-3. Oh my lord.
Ain't that like the Orioles season?
We can beat the Yankees. Well, long story short, my rant's done. Detroit, on the other hand, looked pretty damn good.
Yeah, even though I still want Javi Baez to go the fuck away. Like, here's the thing. I love this team. We're 19-12. This is the best start we've had in a while. We just have these games where we just stall out, and I got no idea how it happens or why it happens. It just happens. Like,
At least you guys have like a future, though.
We do have a future. We keep going at this pace, we win the AL Central. We just need Cleveland and Kansas City to start losing more.
This is off topic, but the Houston Rockets are beating the Golden State Warriors right now, 54-27.
We'll get to that in We'll get to that in 2 seconds. Because my thing about the Tigers is simple. Spencer Torkelson finally figured out how to hit the long ball. We're playing decent batting. We're doing decent batting all around. I can't complain. Again, I wish we could get rid of Javi Baez completely, but that's about it. But we play the Angels.
Look at the official power rankings real quick for baseball.
Like, we play the Angels. We play the Angels tomorrow, so that'll probably be another win. Mike Trout shenanigans aside.
Should I use the New York Times? Well, no, we'll do MLB.
Our next slate of games is 4 against Los Angeles, and 3 against Colorado, and 3 against Texas.
The Mets are number 1. Dodgers are 2. Cubs are 3. Cubs, I have watched more Cubs games this year than any other, and the Cubs look amazing.
They're still not going to do anything.
I think that they're going to go to the World Series. Early prediction.
Well,
Tigers
we'll come back
are
to
up
that
to
during
5.
October.
If I'm right, dude, that would be fucking crazy.
Uh-huh.
Astros at 15. I'm still scrolling. We're the Orioles.
Yeah, probably in like the mid-20s.
23.
Where's Detroit?
The Orioles are 19th in runs and 25th in on-base percentage. With a bad pitching rotation. You guys are 5.
Ooh. That feels nice.
The Tigers have had an excellent league that has them atop the American League Central, but even more surprising, they currently have the best run differential in all of baseball. Damn.
You know, that feels nice. We're actually good at something.
You can't say anything negative about that.
I know. We're actually doing something nice. We're getting people across the bases. I'm fine with this. We finally are able to hit. I just wish Javi's swinging whiff was not there. But it did hit a grand slam today, which helped us win the game against the Astros, but that's about it.
I've never the Mets this year would be a really cool World Series win too. Mets or Cubs?
Anybody but the Yankees or Dodgers.
Yeah. How are the Giants good again?
San Fran?
Yeah.
I got no clue. Like, weren't they
Rangers
like last in their division last year?
Bad, good, and average again before the Orioles have even gotten decent.
I'm still pissed at the fact that the Giants swept the Detroit in 2012 in the World Series.
At least the Astros are having a downfall.
Oh, I'm fine with it. They're not a
the
slouch,
Astros.
but they're not a slouch. But I like the fact that they're failing.
All right.
But we got one more thing to talk about, and this is about the NBA playoffs. So currently, game one for the Eastern Conference for the divisional series is set. It's Cavaliers Pacers.
Cavaliers Pacers
Mhm.
for round 2. That is going to be a fun series to watch, but I think
Mhm.
Cleveland in 6. I'm thinking.
And the Celtics locked up their spot, and they got to wait to see between the Knicks and the Pistons who they play. And that's tomorrow.
I think the Knicks are going to win that and win 4-2. But good God, the Pistons have fought so hard. I would not be surprised if they force 7 games.
Meanwhile, the Thunder
predicting the Knicks, but I like the Pistons. the kind of the bad boy Pistons are back. I like them.
Meanwhile, the Thunder are still waiting for the winner of Nuggets Clippers, and I'd honestly like the Nuggets better than the Clippers, because for the one fact that I do not want James Harden to step foot in Chesapeake Arena again.
That and Kawhi Leonard has been insane this playoffs.
Meh. I just want to see. I just want to see. I just want to keep seeing James Harden flop like a fucking fish.
The Nuggets, I think, is an easier matchup for you guys because you just
it is because it's just shut down Jokic and that's it.
Or just let Jokic do his fucking thing, scoring wise, and then shut everybody else down, and just basically live with whatever he gives you inside.
Well, I mean, we do have a guy which
has worked with some teams in the past.
Mm-hmm.
There were a couple of games in I think 2 years ago. The Nuggets ended up winning the championship, but the 2 games they lost, Jokic had more than 40 points. And so the games that he actually scored the most points in were all losses. So it's a lot of times if you force Jokic to be the only scoring option, he'll do it efficiently. But for whatever reason, his supporting cast is very like streaky. If you don't let them get to their spots, they won't hit. I can't remember what there's Jamal Murray, and then there's the other guy that is a really good shooter, and he is very streaky. And then there's Lakers Timberwolves.
Timberwolves, please, for the love of God.
Can I just say I love Anthony Edwards? Can I just say that?
Yes, you can. And the thing is, the Timberwolves have the opportunity to the Timberwolves have the opportunity to win this. And the betting odds have the Lakers at 5.5 point favorites. No, false, bullshit.
Oh, dude, a Warriors.
For the love of God, Timberwolves, get the Lakers out of the playoffs as soon as you fucking can. I can't stand LaFlop. I can't stand LaFlop Jr. I can't stand the fucking.
Honestly,
what's his fucking name?
This is
Luka. I can't stand Luka. I can't stand those 3. They need to go.
I know this might be controversial for you, but no matter what happens, the Thunder are going to have the easiest run to the championship. Well, championship's going to be hard no matter what, because it's looking like it's going to be Celtics or Cavs, which is going to be a juggernaut.
Celtics, Cavs, barring Knicks or Pacers doing some impressive things.
Yeah, but that being said, the Thunder might need an easy schedule to get does that make sense? Like, I'm not even trying to say like the Thunder are like a bad team or anything. They're one of, if not the
here's the possibilities that happen. We played
either Clippers.
I hope the Nuggets, but we play Nuggets or Clippers. Then after that, we play either the Warriors or the Timberwolves. But either way, like if we play the Warriors, then that's easy money right there. At least compared to everybody else.
Have the Timberwolves. I'd rather have the Timberwolves.
Well, I know, but I'm saying the Timberwolves and Warriors. If that's the 6th and 7th seed. Yeah, they're playing good ball right now, but we've pretty much shut down everybody else in the NFL or the NBA. This is NFL. Basketball, not football. Ugh.
But yeah, so the Thunder, if they do make it to the championship, they have the highest likelihood of getting there in the shortest amount of games, which that's my point, is what I'm trying to say, is a lot of times game load does matter.
I know.
I think that
if we go through the entire playoffs sweeping everybody, then that's what 4, 8, 12-ish games.
I don't think you'll sweep the Nuggets or the Clippers.
Well, no, I'm not saying we will. I'm just saying if.
Cleveland, I think, has a chance to sweep the Pacers. I think it's like a sneaky.
Well, I actually do. I actually want the Pacers
one.
to somehow upset them because it'll be funny.
I don't, because I want Cleveland to make it. I don't want the Celtics to make it to the finals. But
who said that the Pacers going to let? Who said the Pacers going to let the Celtics waltz into the finals?
Me, everybody, watching them fucking absolutely fuck the Magic raw.
Hey, the Magic still got one game.
That was because they felt pity. They were like they felt bad for beating up on the Magic too hard. They're like, this is a little unfair. Let's give them one to keep it from being too sad.
But that is about it. I would believe.
That's a wrap. That's a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
All right. If you liked this episode, make sure to hit the like and share, subscribe, do all that things. But that is the end of episode 31 of Battle of the Bay podcast. This is Draz and SDS, and peace out, my homies.
We'll see you guys next week. I'll slap him for you guys for him saying that. We'll see y'all.